Hey, what's going on? It's G-Ball Vision, your daily source for knife and EDC content. Today, I have a new knife here to share with you, and this one is coming in from Off Grid Knives. Now, while I get this opened up, let me know down in the comments what your EDC is for today. This is a new release for Off Grid Knives, and right off the rip, we get a little goodie pack here with an Off Grid pamphlet, extra hardware, stickers, extra pocket clip, really nice. Now, what this is here is an extension of a series that Off Grid has been doing for a little while now. This is the brand new Off Grid Knives Stinger XL, and this is going to be the drop point version. Now, they also last year came out with the spear point version, and it was a huge success. You can see here, this is the original XL with that spear point blade, and now we have a full flat ground drop point blade. This thing is going to be an absolute monster when it comes to EDC tasks. We are going to be looking at a Taiwanese OEM for these. They're going to be coming in just under $100. It depends on if you get it on Amazon or their website. They can be a little bit cheaper one way or the other, just depending on when you go to look at them. But I think right now, currently, they are very close, if not Off Grid's website being a little bit more affordable. I'll have them linked at both places. That way, if you're interested in checking one of these out, you can try to find the best price. Now, what's really cool is you saw that Coyote version I brought out of the spear point. Well, they also are going to have one of those in this model here. You're going to get the same goodie sack, and we are going to be looking at a Coyote version with the gray coated blade, and we have the completely murdered out version here as well. Taiwanese OEM, which is phenomenal. I've always had the idea or the notion that these were the equivalent of a Spyderco flipper, because a lot of Spydercos are made in Taiwan, and these just really remind me of an overbuilt Spyderco flipper liner lock. That's always kind of what my mind has went to over the course of experiencing a lot of Spydercos and a lot of off-grids that are done in Taiwan. That's basically the idea that you're going to be able to roll with when it comes to the off-grid Stinger series. They're all done in Taiwan, whether you get the regular Stinger or the XL. They're going to be done in 154 cm, and Off-Grid has some of, if not the best, production 154 cm in my opinion. We are also going to be looking at full steel liners here and a little bit of weight relief there on the show side. We also have great access to our liner lock here with a nice chamfer. We also have the ability to switch our pocket clip over for left-hand carry, making this ambidextrous. And this is a great pocket clip. As I showed earlier, they also send you with an extra one, so that's a really nice touch. Although I think unless you were using the pocket clip to hang off a building or something, you're not going to do this any damage. That's a triple Torx, and this is a beefy pocket clip here. Never had a single issue with this pocket clip. We will check that here in a moment, but let's use the Coyote version here and see what kind of size we're actually going to be looking at with the Stinger XL here. So we're going to be coming in right at 4 inches of cutting edge, 4 3/16 inch of total blade, and this bad boy is going to be coming down right at 9 1/4 overall, and I love to see it. We'll bring out a couple of comparison knives. We have the Vostede Raccoon up top and the Kaiser Drop Bear on the bottom, and you'll see the Stinger XL is going to be a lot bigger and engulf both of these folders. And I'll bring out a couple of large folders. We have the new Concept Bison, the Ray Laconico design, and we always bring out the CJRB Frac when we want to put perspective to a knife that might seem like it's large. Well, this don't seem, this isn't just looking like it's big. it is a big folder. It dwarfs the frac in the handle and in the blade. And I would say that the Bison and the Stinger XL are going to be very comparable, almost the same size handle. You might get a little bit more edge with the Bison here, but for all intents and purposes, the Bison and the Stinger XL are going to be very comparable. We'll get a look at the pocket clip here and check our retention. I can just tell you from experience, these pocket clips are really well done. They're recessed, they're nice and deep. They're going to hold the knife in the pocket. It is going to hold the knife in the pocket very well. About an even, I would say about an even show there. The tail end of the knife will be flush with your pocket. As we said, you can switch that over for lefty carry. They include a filler tab, really nice touch. We'll check our retention on the way out, and it is going to be good to go. Now, let's get into a weight check. So we'll bring out the arch nemesis here with the scale, and we'll throw this on there. Put your guesses in now. It is going to be hefty. I don't think it's quite AD10 type weight. Perfectly centered up there. You're going to get a superb build quality from a Taiwan manufacturer, and that's why these are going to cost a little bit more money than what you might expect from 154cm and G10. You can't always just lump materials with the price tag. You also have to consider where it is manufactured, and because these aren't manufactured in China, the Taiwanese production, it's just going to be a little bit more expensive, and typically it's going to be a little bit better all around. I'm going to say these are over 6 ounces. I'm going to say 6.5 ounces for this guy right here, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's a little higher, maybe even venturing towards 7. Ooh, I was dead on. 6.8. I figured it was a little bit more than 6.5, but I figured I'd play it safe. 192 grams for everyone else. So you're going to have an XL size knife and an XL feeling knife as well. But I would say for its size at 6.8, that is not too bad. Now, one thing I'm interested in comparing here is going to be the blade stock of the original XL Stinger and this one here. We are looking at 0.59 for our handle thickness. We'll check our blade stock here, try to get as close as we can to the top here, and that's going to come in at 156 thousandths right there. So that is a very healthy blade stock. We'll pick a random spot here to get a behind the edge measurement. And look at that, coming down at 21 thousandths in that particular spot with that particular hold. But let's check this fella here. This is the original spear point. And we'll check the thickest part here. And that's going to be right about the same, 155 thousandths. And it obviously is going to thin out here. But let's get a behind the edge measurement and see what we're looking at here. A little bit thicker. And that's what I was thinking. About 28 thousandths in that particular spot. So what that tells me is this should be a better long performing cutter. And it should have a little bit more toughness to it than possibly this saber grind here. With the exception of piercing, I think this bayonet spear point is probably going to be a better poke and slice, where the drop point, full flat, that is going to be a little bit tougher just as a blade and hole. Let's go ahead and we'll go into some further checks with the XL here. We did check centering. The great thing is about getting two, we can really run these through checks, make sure everything is on point. These are both perfectly centered up. We're not going to have any detent lash on either of these. No pivot lash on either. Really strong detents, not overly strong, but exactly where you would want them. Good jimping on the flippers. You can light switch it. You can push button it. We also have a nice row of jimping here up the spine, which that is nice. I would like to see the jimping ran out, or have a second set here. That way, if you really want to get up closer to that tip in one way or another, you have a little bit of jimping there, but that's getting really nitpicky. We do have a nice sharpening choil here, give you a couple of good sharpenings. Let's go ahead and see how these cut out of the box. We'll go with the Coyote version first. And as I said, these are going to be really good at poking and slicing tasks. Let's go ahead and check that main edge. We got a Sportsman's catalog paper here, and this is even thinner catalog paper than the SMKW catalog. This has a great edge here on the FDE version, just gliding right through that catalog paper. Let's go ahead and check the black one here and see what we are looking at with this feller. And the same exact result. Yeah, very good. Very, very good. And that's what we've come to pretty much expect, or that's what I've come to expect from off-grid knives. We'll go ahead and we'll get a lock check on these. They're both coming in right there about 35%, which is very good. Let's go ahead and we'll start with the murdered out version here. Give it a couple of love taps. Close it and check it. And I don't suspect we're going to have any issues here. Sounds very good. They're in the business of making quality cutting tools that do the job, and they're going to do what you want the knife to do, not just looks. Couple of triple taps there on the FDE. Close it and check it. Very good. It sounds good, feels good. Very good. Run these through our normal checks here. Everything feels, looks good. Now I do want to bring out a couple of the other family members here. If you're thinking these are maybe a little too large, they also have the original Stinger. That's the full flat ground drop point there. We have the bayonet or spear point here. And another full flat ground drop point here. So lots of different options when it comes to the Stinger series and Stinger family. Off-Grid has really become one of my favorite companies for folding knives, period. They're a company I admittedly overlooked for quite a while, for several years, and it wasn't until I picked up a Off-Grid Viper V2 to give them a shot, to try them out, I really realized what I had been missing out on for a couple of years at least. I just saw them around on Amazon and other retailers, what have you, and I just kind of always passed them by. And let me tell you what, that is a huge mistake if you are looking for a cutting tool that you can rely on as an EDC, something you're going to use and use and use and abuse. Off-Grid is easily one of the first companies I would take a look at if you're trying to get something around the $100 price point and under. They have an awesome catalog of knives, all kinds of different blade shapes, tantos, drop points, spear points, sheep's foot, Warrencliffs. They pretty much have everything. They have assisted knives if you're in law enforcement or some sort of entity like that and you really want that kind of quick pace flipper action with the assist. In my opinion, they make the best assisted folders in the entire industry that I have come across. Even better than Kershaw, better than Saw, Gerber. I think Off-Grid is the top of the line when it comes to an assisted knife. And some people will say, well, that's because they got to hide that they can't have a good action or good detent with their manual folders. Well, you're just wrong. You're just wrong. So definitely not the case when it comes to Off-Grid, at least. Look at that. Beautiful. Great detent. Great knife. You'll have to let me know. What do you think of the Off-Grid Stinger XL? Or just let me know what you think of the Off-Grid Stinger family. Let me know if you have any experience with Off-Grid's knives. I look forward to hearing from you, your thoughts and opinions here. Make sure you share this video with all your friends, all your family. They definitely will want to know about this knife. Hit the thumbs up button. That helps push the video out there to more people. If you are new to my channel here and you enjoy knife and EDC content, you're in the right place. Make sure you subscribe, ring that bell. That'll notify you when I release new videos, which is every day, just like this. I'll pop a couple of new videos up on your screen. Go check one of them out. Have yourself an awesome day. Thank you all again for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.